And this episode of Hat Trick Hockey is brought to you by our good friends over at Claroux and Son Roofing. These guys are absolute beauties, the kings of roofing, been in the business over 25 years. They offer you free estimates. They're always on time, friendly. They always get the job done right the first time. And remember, when you need your roof done, you call Claroux and Son. Check them out. And what is going on, everybody out there, all of you beauts and beauties? It is episode number 125 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like our hats right there, just smash the link on the post. It'll bring you right into the store to collect all of your sweet HTH merch. Lots of stuff going on. Hockey's in full swing. Before we get into that, I'll bring in my boy Tristan. Tristan inside Barker Builds, as always, too, by the way, and inside Windsor Laser Cutting Studio. Forgot to mention that, but Tristan, what's up?
Not much. I'm doing pretty well right now. Life is going good. Just working away, keeping my nose in the books for school, keeping up in the hockey world, loving being a 73s fan, and loving being myself.
And we are destroying podcasts right now.
Well,
as you guys have obviously noticed, we're smashing out episodes right now.
Yeah.
That's just because we just said, you know what? We just said, screw it. Whenever we can put them out, we're going to put them out.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, we got clips going everywhere. Interviews coming out the wazoo. We have tons of shit lined up for you guys too. So there's going to be, you guys are going to get just bam, interview, bam, interview, bam, interview, bam, us shooting the shit, bam, interview, bam, interview. So get ready. It's coming. Yep. So, and honestly, I'm loving doing it. It's been great.
Oh, yeah. So am I.
The swing back on to work, though, like from afternoons and then working Saturday and then swinging back in on days on Monday, it feels like I never slept. Like that first week, I always have trouble fucking sleeping the first week back on days. Like I've slept like shit all week. So
sorry to hear that.
I'm trying to, hopefully I can lock it in tonight and maybe get a little more sleep, which would be nice. But either way, here we are. Who gives a shit about my sleep schedule? Hockey's in full swing. So let's go, baby. 73s rolling still. So we went to the game. It was Sunday night. You and I went to the game versus Amherstburg, which was actually a really good game. We traveled to Amherstburg for the game. Before we get into the game, we want to give a big shout out to Maddie Fox and all the beauties with the Admirals organization. Left us seats there for the game to go watch the game. So that was pretty cool of those guys. So thank you. I believe Paul Bortino was another one who was behind us getting our seats too. So thank you to those guys. But the game itself, it was actually pretty good.
Oh, fantastic game.
Back and forth. I don't know. Go ahead and
yeah, well, basically the game starts out and already you can kind of see the teams. Essex kind of came out a little bit slow, right?
Yeah, flat.
And Amherstburg this year, they've been doing kind of mediocre. They currently are sitting 6th out of 8 teams in the division. But that being said, they look like a much different team. And the team they've assembled post-deadline features a young man by the name of Braden Burke, who is dropped down from the Leamington Flyers. Very, very skilled player. And he demonstrated this in the game against Essex. So the game starts out. Essex scores in the first period. New player to Essex, defenseman by the name of Luka Mesic. He donned the number 3.
Nice wraparound, too.
Yeah, if anyone remembers Luka Mesic last year, fantastic offensive defenseman. He played for the Lakeshore Canadians. I believe had 29 points in 29 games for them. Just an absolute force on the back end. Scored a wraparound goal. Found himself in deep and pulled the puck out front and tapped it in. So it's 1-0 Essex after the first period. And what else is new? Usually Essex leads after the first, if not they're tied. But early in the second, a beautiful play by Braden Burke. He goes tweeners on whatever Essex defenseman it was. It's probably good for them that they can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroys the goalie, jukes out Adrian McBride, and he scores. Beautiful goal.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was.
well, and Essex, they were kind of you could tell they were kind of out of their element. They were making some passes that they shouldn't have, like some no look behind the back passes, drop passes, and it was just kind of to nobody or to an admiral player. And then Essex finds himself on a penalty kill. They took quite a few penalties in that game.
Mhm.
But on that penalty kill, Isaac Lagood makes a very nice play, pokes the puck away on himself. He's been on an absolute tear right now, by the way.
Yeah.
16 points in the last 9 games.
Yeah, he's on a tear.
Short-handed goal. Rips it. Best wrist shot I've seen all year from anybody. Just knocks the goalie's water bottle off.
Yeah.
Short-handed, no big deal. Skates up the ice, gives boys high fives, and back on the ice. But then it's 2-1 Essex going into the third, I believe.
Yep.
And then at the early in the third, it was, I don't know who it was, but Amherstburg tied it up, which made for a very nerve-wracking closing to the third period. It was nail biters, big save after big save, and from both goaltenders. And then there was a piece of ice that got chopped up or stripped out, whatever the situation was. Took the refs about 15 minutes to rectify it, and they decided to continue play. And I think that helped Essex with momentum, because at that point, Amherstburg had been rolling pretty good, keeping the shots coming. But then Essex, with a minute left, puck was shot. I believe it hit either goalie's shoulder or helmet, went up in the air and fell down. And it was just a lucky goal. But the guy who scores, he's a pure goal scorer, Jake Archer. Beauty of a player. Pots it in, gives Essex the lead with literally a minute left. And then empty netter Everett Parent scores it. So Essex sneaks out of that one. But I think if it went to overtime, it could have been a much different game. And then Essex, and I'll let you discuss this a bit more, they roll back into town and take on the Dresden Junior Kings.
First of all, holy shit, what a breakdown, I'm going to say on that one. So good job on that. But going back to that game there, Amherstburg, though, I thought they played very well. They were just finishing their hits. They seemed to be in Essex face the whole time. And they did not give up no matter what. The goalie made some phenomenal saves. Like, hats off to them, because they played a very good game, and that was probably one of the better games I've seen this year, like close wise. Every other game I go to, Essex is dominating teams. Like, that was a good one. That was a real good one. So hats off to you, Amherstburg. So then a couple days later, we turn around, we come into Essex. They're playing, who'd we say? Dresden, right?
Dresden Kings, yep.
Playing Dresden, and our new guy got in a scrap, gets kicked out.
Yeah.
There's actually almost a couple fights in that game. I think Cujo went after somebody too.
Oh, well, vice versa. I got it on film. The guy it was very dirty, very dirty. Cujo didn't want anything to do with it. This guy comes up and he grabbed his cage and pulled his helmet off, and at that point, Cujo was like, "All right, well,
yeah, he shed him." I think that's the first time I've seen him
win stupid prizes, but
I think that was the first time I've seen him drop his gloves. So anyways, good for you for one, standing up for yourself. But it was just all Essex, man. All Essex.
Oh yeah.
It was just, and I was saying, so Drew came with like his boy Finn and everything. So I told Drew, I said, watch, this is going to be 3-4-0 Essex by the end of the first period. Sure enough, I think it was 3-0 by the end of the first period.
2-0, but
was it 2?
Close. It was 2.
Whatever. Okay.
Because they scored 3 in the second, and I got to record all of them. Okay. If anyone gets a chance, go online. It's on our page. It's on my page, which is underneath the podcast name.
Yeah.
Essex 73 stats and highlights. Go check it out. We got some beautiful highlight reel footage on there, and oh boy, did Jamie McDermott, I think he would have been more pleased with the performance at home than on the road.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Connor scored a fucking beautiful goal too.
Scored a couple nice ones.
I missed the second one because we left a few minutes early with the goal. So.
Props to I believe the guy on the second Connor goal was the guy who got the assist was Braden Zudema. Shout out to him. He played a few years ago before the COVID pause, and now he's back as an AP with Essex. So it's good to see him back in the 73s lineup, and he made a really nice play, quick pass out front, and Dembo just had an open side of the cage and put it in there. But Connor's been playing good. Isaac Lee good that game. 4 points.
Wow.
How was that? A goal and 3 assists.
I want to know who else I thought had a really good night on Tuesday was Hamlin. Ethan Hamlin
Yep.
had a good game too. Yeah, he's fucking fast. Like I knew
Oh
he
yeah.
was fast, but I didn't realize he was that quick. So sorry, Ethan, for that. But what I liked about him too is he was just like as he was flying around there, he was finishing his hits. I
Oh,
love when we finish our hits.
well,
Wear them down, boys. Wear them
Ethan
down.
Ethan Hamlin, like absolute nail gun of a person. They call
Mm.
him the Hammer for a reason. He's
Mm.
like 5'11", 200 pounds of muscle. Can bench press 4 plates. Like the guy's an animal. He's something that came out of Chernobyl nuclear site. Just an absolute.
But
He's bulldozing guys
oh, he was
over. Like,
blowing guys up on Tuesday. It was
and you
ridiculous.
know what? He's not even like I said. When you see him in his gear, he just looks like another player out there.
Yeah.
But if you ever saw him out of your gear,
Yeah, he's
holy
jacked.
smokes, guy's a
Um,
machine. And you know
but
what? I'm happy we got him
no, yeah,
because
for
I'll
sure.
say this right now: he is the fastest in the league.
Hmm.
His crossovers, like he has a very similar skating style and stature to McKinnon. Like constant crossovers, building speed. He
Yeah.
doesn't. You'll see some guys on Essex, some of the faster skaters. They kind of have a wider stance, more of a glide, and they use their outside edges. All Ethan is crossover, crossover. And what I love is he'll do a lot of like a butterfly, heel to heel, and he'll curve to protect the puck with his body. And that's what leads to those big hits, right? Those reverse hip checks when a guy's, a defender, oh, this guy's coming in and he's trying to get a shot on goal. Ethan will get the shot off and then bury that guy.
Do you have any other notables for the game? I know Shirky scored again too. Shirk got one. Connor got a
Yes.
couple.
Yep. Shirky did. Who else did? I'm drawing a blank right now. There were so many. Uh I know it was Lee good. Well, anyway, it's just big props to Essex. They ran Dresden out of town, and
Yeah.
Kevin McCabe so close, so close to setting the record for total shutouts in a season by the 73s. The 73s need 9 to break the record. They're sitting at, or they need 10 to break the record. I think they're sitting at 9 right now. And 7 minutes left in the third.
I
Rebound
know they
came out.
scored. Yeah, they scored. I seen that.
Ah.
Ah.
Like it would even matter to them. Like, why can't they just give us the shutout? Like, come on,
Yeah.
boys, you're getting blasted. How
I
about you
think
just
I think one guy shot it through his legs and hit the post on him too. I seen that. I was like,
That's the
"Whoa, that
second
was a
time I've seen this year. A team
yeah, that
getting
was a
blown
nifty
out
old
and then a
move."
guy's on a breakaway between the legs and hits the post. If
Yeah.
I'm that coach, oh, there's a nice warm spot for you on the bench here, buddy.
I can't say anything because I had well, it was only beer league, but I had a penalty shot in a league game one time, and so funny story. We'll go off track for just a
Yeah.
second, but
Okay.
so I'm getting ready. I already have 2 goals in the game.
Yeah.
And I hear Drew from the bench, like, do something dirty. He says, I was like, all right. So that's what I did. I hooked out wide when I come across the front of the net, stick went through the legs, and I flipped her in right in the top corner. And then I think when I was skating by the other team's bench, a guy yelled at me he was going to step on my neck and everything. And it was like, it was probably like 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game. Our coach was like, yeah, it's probably best that you just stay here for the rest of the game, just so that way they didn't come after me. But it was funny though. I didn't care either way. I can go
Hey,
out on the
sometimes
ice.
you gotta pull out
I
the
can handle
tricks, right?
myself. I told him I can go out on the ice. It's fine. But no, nothing else happened. But anyways.
Listen, we've been given some inside knowledge by Marco Schladoya
Mm,
that what's his name there? I just said his name. Messick has
mm,
been known to pull off some pretty fancy stuff. So shout out to him if he's listening to this. You
yeah.
better pull off a lacrosse moving game. I don't care how much. Tell Jamie I told you to do it. And if you pull it off, we're doing something like
Yeah.
whatever. A round's on me. How about that?
Boom.
Yep.
Done. And also, before we get off the topic of the 73s, they're getting ready to head out on a cruise. So we just want to say, boys, be safe, have a good time. And when you guys get back here, we'll get right back to business. So,
Yeah. But all you guys, man, the only one you all know the only one who can tan is Jamie. So like we all know you're gonna come back like a bunch of red-skinned hogs. So
yeah. Have fun, boys.
yeah.
NHL news, we'll get into it kind of right away. Healthy scratches. There's been some guys getting healthy scratch health bomb lately, and obviously we're thinking that there's probably some trade talks around these guys?
Right.
Possibly you had a couple, right? Who was it?
Yeah,
Dumba?
so firstly there was Jesse Puljujärvi out of Edmonton who, years ago, he was a top pick, right? And Edmonton, big power forward, did well in the Finnish Liga, and since then he's gone back to the Liga, he's come to North America, he's kind of been all over.
Mhm.
And he has his leagues where he's successful because of the kind of player he is, but he struggled at the NHL level. He had an okay year. Like, he's a middle six guy. Don't get me wrong. He'll give you 20 goals, 15 to 20 assists.
Yeah.
But he's still young enough where there's that opportunity you could get a 70-point guy maybe.
Mhm.
So that's what Edmonton is hoping a team wants, and they're going to try and sell high on him, try and get as much as they can. And he's not staying with Edmonton. It's quite clear because of the healthy scratches that there's trade discussions. And similar to that, Matthew Dumba, or simply known as Matt Dumba, young defenseman who is plays left or right side for the Minnesota Wild. And Minnesota, who is going to be having the cap hit buyouts on Zach Parise and Ryan Suter take effect next year, cannot afford to keep their stacked decor, which they have right now. And therefore, the odd man out is the one who's due for a contract at Dumba. So likely, team that wants defensemen, ironically, Edmonton.
Mhm.
So maybe we see a swapping of players. Who
Mhm.
knows?
And
But yeah.
Buddy in Edmonton there, he was just out in the news like not too long ago saying like, I don't get it. I can't find a groove. Maybe this league isn't for me. This guy, that just sounds to me like a guy just I think he just needs a fresh start.
Who pull you? Pull you,
Yeah.
Yarvi?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
needs a
love
fresh
Yessa.
start. He
Anyone
needs,
look him up? He's called the Bison King for a
oh
reason.
my God. But yeah,
I
he was really down on himself. I was like, man. But
I wait. He's got some funny lines, man. Like, and look up Yessa Puljujärvi best moments, and he's such a happy guy. Like, he's so, you can't get him mad, and it's sad to see him kind of down on himself. But
mhm.
yeah, you know what? I think, who knows? There's a few teams that could be looking for a young guy like Puljujärvi. Some teams that are on the up and up, like coming out of a rebuild or trying to build onto it. Anaheim Ducks, Columbus Blue Jackets, someone like that. I think
Mhm.
lower tier, maybe San Jose Sharks, someone who wants to kind of have a young forward. Maybe we can grow him with higher minutes that Edmonton is giving him. Because right
Yeah,
now, let's be real, Edmonton's just like their
he just
top
sits
six
there.
is, but the rest of their team is low. So
Yeah.
the problem is Puljujärvi's kind of stuck in this limbo where if he does play third line, he's playing with guys who are like checkers.
Yeah.
They're not really the playmaker that he needs to grow into his max potential. So
He needs backdoor tap-ins.
yeah, exactly. Hey,
Is what
but
he needs.
funny enough, maybe that means Monsieur Kane.
Yeah. Yeah, very
Imagine him
possible.
with Connor McDavid.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah,
That could
that'd
be
be nasty.
gross.
It'd be
But
nasty.
but thing is, I think any trade to Chicago for Kane involves Puljujärvi plus a couple firsts, something along
Yeah.
those lines.
Mhm. Yeah, you're probably
Anyhow,
right.
what do you have up on next, Anthony?
Milestones. We're into the milestones now. So Stammer got his 500th goal the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I didn't see it. I just seen that after they scored, it was
I believe
a
I
whole
could
team out on the ice. Everybody comes out on the 500th goal. I always like seeing that. I think it's
I
cool. Good for
think
them.
I could be wrong, and I'll just verify. I want to say it was on a signature slap shot.
Was it? I hope it was. I hope it was. It probably is, knowing Stammer. But think about how many goals he would have if he was always healthy. Because remember, he's had 2 horrific leg injuries, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
So,
he got a hat trick in that game,
oh, nice.
and I don't know if it was his first, second, or third. Okay, so it was a tapping goal. It was the first goal of the night, but he got the
Either
hat.
way,
He's at
either way.
502 right now.
Mhm.
But
So he had
good
some
for him.
swag.
Oh, I love Steven Stamkos. Ever since I was little, like he's been a really good player, and being from Ontario, like I love his signature slap shot and great player.
But imagine like if he stayed healthy the whole time, or somewhat
He's
healthy, right?
likely right up there with Ovechkin for
That's
chasing
what
the
that's
reign.
what I mean. He missed a lot of time, man.
Wait, there was a time when Matthews right now is what Stamkos was. Like he was going to be a prolific 60 goal scorer
Yeah.
in the league. Then he suffered, if anyone remembers, if you're queasy, don't watch it. But if you want to go and see, there's a nasty injury to his leg. Couple times, but the first time I believe he slid into a post and completely shattered his tibia and fibia, and it was pretty ugly.
That was
So
in Boston, right?
yeah, he was shin right into the post and
I
real
remember that.
nasty, and
Yeah, that was gnarly.
then he messed up his, I want to say, his shoulder a few years back. But I will say this, I remember that cup final because I cheer for the Stars as my second favorite team behind Detroit, and
Mhm.
the Stars were in the cup final. Stamkos came back for one game in that playoffs, and he scored such a gross goal.
Yeah, he did. Where he did a little like slip, like whoop,
Yep,
right by the guy, and
slipped
then
down
yeah,
the boards, and then he picked the far side, and it was like it was
right under
gross.
the
And
bar.
then he
Yeah.
was out the rest of the game.
I
He got hurt
remember
on
that.
that play.
I remember that goal. It was a
It
nice
was
one. Also, Stahl. Stahl got his 600th assist, right?
That's awesome. You know what, Eric Stahl, what a great way to likely come near the end of his career. I think this year might be his last, but
I have a feeling too.
I love Eric Stahl. He's such a good centerman, such a good leader.
The
You know, he was the
warrior.
captain of Carolina for however many years. Then he goes to Minnesota, gets on their leadership team there, like, and now he's been with Montreal and Florida, going with these playoff teams, or what should have been a playoff team in Florida this year. We'll see, but like I love that. You know, guys who want to stay in the league and close out their career with a winning team. That's awesome. And I
Mhm.
love Eric Stahl, and 600 assists. Good for him hitting that milestone in the career. And yeah, never for the younger people. Don't ever underestimate some of these veterans who are like, oh, he's a has-been. Listen, there was a time where Eric Stahl was a top 3 center in the entire NHL.
Mhm. I hear
So,
you. And he's a
like,
Stanley Cup champion.
exactly. And you don't forget about these guys. Always
No.
remember them for what they were, right?
Mhm. He's a warrior.
Oh,
Let's get on to this topic for a little bit. Our Red Wings here. What is going to happen with Bert? What is going to happen with Larkin? Like, do you let's face it. I think I'll be shocked if he's in the Red Wing uniform by the end of the season. No?
as will I. Yeah. Because I'm going to be honest, if the Red Wings, which they won't, Steve Yzerman's smart, but if the Red Wings choose to keep Bertuzzi and hope, oh, maybe he'll sign closer to the free agency market period,
Mhm.
he's not going to be staying. I'll tell you right now, there's going to be a team that's going to offer up to $1 million or $1.5 million more than the Red Wings and want his services more, because Detroit, although Yzerman has said it, hey, those guys are a big part of our future,
Mhm.
ultimately it comes down to whether or not they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So you could start getting into silly numbers to try and keep them around, but Yzerman's not going to do that.
No.
Now, as it pertains to Dylan Larkin, our current captain, who Steve
Yes.
Yzerman named captain, uh, he's a big part of this leadership group, and every part of me wants him to stay with this team, as does Detroit and as does Yzerman, I'm sure. But as many people in the Red Wing community know, maybe not anyone out of it, Larkin took on a new agency for purpose of contractual negotiation, and that likely means he's searching for the big bucks.
Yeah.
And it's up to Yzerman whether to discern that is going to be healthy or negative for the outlook of the Red Wings in the coming years. Personally, I think anything over 9 million could start to be in the danger zone because of the fact Detroit has to re-sign Sider and Raymond next year as well. So yeah,
I
he's
think
very comparable to a guy like, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Ant.
no. But I just mean even 9, I think, is too high for him.
But Matt Barzell, who had less points than Larkin last year,
Mhm.
got 9.5.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's got Lou, and Lou don't know what the fuck he's doing half the time because he's 106 years old. So,
To be fair, Lou, hey, you know what?
but
The Islanders, every year I look at them and I'm like, oh, they're crap. They've got 3 players who know what they're doing
yeah, but they're always
because they're a
somehow
bunch of
good.
60-year-old men.
Yeah.
But guess what? They make the playoffs every year.
I
They
know they
make it
do.
past the first round every year. I'll say this. They also had Barry Trotz as their coach. They also have the best goalie tandem in the league, arguably, like Sorokin
Mhm.
and Varlamov, the Russian duo. Those guys have been
Lou
insane. Like, Ilya Sorokin is such a good goalie.
Lou's just a hard ass. Like everybody has to be clean shaven, this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, like well, last year when what's his name didn't get vaccinated, pretty big prospect. I want to say it was Bodie Wild is the guy's name, cool
Mhm.
name, but he like banished him to like the Swiss Junior League, and he was like a legit NHL. Like he was going to be top four this year probably, but then you got banished. Like Josh Hosang was. Well, we're not going to go into the Hosang
Yeah,
bit,
no.
but I love Josh Hosang. I loved him as a
Yeah,
Windsor Spitfire, and it
me
hurts me
too.
he never made it in the NHL. But yeah,
So we'll have to keep an eye on the Bert and like Larkin situations. Or
we
as
will. We
always,
will.
obviously we're going to. We're both Wings fans, so we're obviously going to keep an eye on
Right.
that. There was an extension in Minnesota.
Boy, was there ever. And you know what? If anyone doesn't know who this guy is, I encourage you go online, look up his highlights. Matthew Boldy,
Mhm.
uh,
Sick player.
Boston. Oh, he was either Boston University or Boston College, but he's a legend there. Such a good American player. Like whenever the next like world championships are, or like the next Olympics, Matt Boldy will be a top line player for the United States of America. He is such good power forward. Like I love everything about his game. And the contract is Minnesota signed it 7 years at 7 million. And oh boy, maybe right now it's a bit of an overpay. We're good. Uh, bit of an overpay, but
In the end, it will be an underpayment.
yeah, 3 years from now, it's gonna be 3 mil underpaid.
Yeah.
Like him and Kaprizov are Minnesota fans. If there's any listening, you have a very bright future with those two. You got a young center to top it all off too to make up that line, Marco Rossi. So you guys keep rolling. You're gonna have to
Oh
face
yeah.
those Parise and Suter extensions, but they're doing good this year, and I think I trust Bill Guerin. He's a good GM. I think he's gonna build that team well going forward.
Mhm. You're buzzing today.
I am.
Yeah, you're on
Yeah,
fire today,
I'm
bro.
glad to hear that. I'm excited to talk about hockey. That's
You're
why.
buzzing. I love it.
Right on.
I see. Love when you're like this, man. It makes it so much easier for me.
Yep.
But yeah, so right back on track here. Robertson got his 30th goal.
Right on.
That guy's just fucking light, just tearing it up.
He's a
That guy.
legend.
Just tearing it. He's not overly big, is he either?
Oh, he is big.
Is he big?
Yeah, he's like 6'3" and 200 pounds.
Come on. He doesn't look that big.
While his brother is like 5'9" and 160. That's a funny thing.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up.
Nick plays on Toronto. Jason plays on Dallas.
Oh,
If you watch Jason play, he's definitely tall.
oh, okay.
He's like
I
taller
don't
than Jamie Benn. So
oh wow. I don't watch Dallas that much, so that's I would know. I just seen that it was his 30th goal, and he's a name that I've seen around a lot this year doing very well. So hopefully he stays healthy. That'd be nice for Dallas. I'll tell you, get the everybody else kicking there, Dallas, Ben and
yeah, Jason
Sagan.
Robertson is like behind Matthews for the next
Mhm.
10 years. He's going to be the goal scorer.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Let me tell you, like
100%.
50 goal potential easily.
Mhm.
And he's playing alongside two line mates, Rope Hintz, who's a very underrated center, one of the most underrated players in the league, and right wing legend Joe Pavelski.
Mhm.
Love the
I was
guy.
just gonna say I love that guy
Captain
too.
America.
Grizzly vet.
Yeah, but he's awesome.
Oh
The
yeah.
guy, age is just a number to him.
He's got sweet hands, good
He's
vision
gotten
of
better, and
ice.
San Jose fans are probably crying right now on the
Yeah.
fact that they had a choice between two guys. Oh, I think it was Couture or Pavelski, and Couture is like averaged half a point a game, and then Pavelski's been over a point per game with Dallas, so it's
Yeah,
just
just
funny.
ripping it up. But he's
Yeah.
got probably a little more to work with over in Dallas than he did in San Jose, though.
Well,
Towards
to
the
be
end,
fair, I think
anyway.
his last year, that contract year, he might have had like 40 goals for San Jose. He
Mhm.
did really well for them, and they were just like, nope, we're keeping the young guy Couture.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys. He's in the right spot at the right times all the time. And but like I said, his vision of the ice too, and his passing ability is incredible too. So that
And
helps him out as well.
best
The way he
redirect in the
tips too,
league.
yeah, his
He's got
tipping,
that white ghost stick.
yeah,
Goalies can't see it, and he's just
yeah,
perfect with it.
he's ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Couple uniform notes. So Vancouver's going. Back to the skate uniform. You got a pretty funny quote from a guy on online, right?
Yeah, so
It was funny. I laughed.
one sec, I'll find it right here. It's on the fact that the Canucks basically brought. I never realized they got rid of these jerseys. They must have got rid of them for a year, but it's the same skate jersey. You know what you're talking about. And the guy's quote.
I think they wore these ones in the early 90s too.
Oh yeah, I know they were like late 80s, early 90s. And this guy goes, "Let's revive the same jersey for the third time and call it new to make money," which says so much about the league and teams in general. But
I like that thing actually, that fucking jersey. I'd rather see
that's
it
my
than
favorite
them.
jersey in the league.
Yeah, like I like them.
I can't hate Vancouver. I wish they had a better squad, but they're probably my favorite Canadian team.
Yeah, screw the Leafs though. I'm just joking. Sorry, Leafs fans.
Why would the Leafs? The Leafs are actually, yeah, they are my least favorite team.
Speaking of them, real quick, did you see Matthews the other night when that guy kept cross-checking him?
No, what did he do now?
Oh, the guy's like, I don't blame him. Honestly, I don't blame him. I would have done the same fucking thing. This guy comes up, they're digging for the puck. Everybody's battling in the freaking corner. Plays going on. Well, so there's 4 guys on the boards and they're all digging for the puck. Well, he's standing kind of like a foot or 2 outside of him. He's just standing there waiting for it to come out. A guy skates in, cross checks him once. Like you can tell these are heavy cross checks. Cross checks him again. As he goes to do it a third time, Matthews spins and just hooks him. The guy's legs were over his head before he even knew it. He hit it, went straight to his back, and then there was a scrum in the corner. But I would have done the same thing. Those cross checks in the arm, man, those fucking hurt.
Props to Matthews. I'm happy he's finally starting to show some fight back because he's a large man. He's like 6'3" and 220. So got to use your size someday.
I'll give him credit when he drops his gloves.
Fair enough. And I don't think he will. That's just not the style of player he is.
I don't think he will either, but
he's got to get rid of his mustache because it's
happy. Listen, I've said it on the show before. Wayne Gretzky himself had 2 fighting majors. There's no reason why Austin can't stick up for himself once in a while.
2 fighting majors.
It's true. Back to the jerseys though. You like the All-Star game ones, right? It's kind of like Miami Vice-ish.
Well, it's a throwback.
Yeah, it's the one with the big star, right?
Right. Yeah, it's fantastic, and it looks like this year instead of doing divisions, they might be doing conferences.
Yeah. Eastern,
like
Western
it used
again.
To be. I love that.
Me too.
So much better. Like the conferences. Hello, no offense, but like the Atlantic usually dummies everybody.
Yeah.
Even though McDavid's involved with the Pacific, like Atlantic is loaded. Like look at the team's records right now compared to the West teams. Like the Pacific is always a dumpster fire, but
but yeah, so we'll see. I actually like him too, but
I love him. Yeah.
All-Star game goes down in what, February, right?
Yeah. First week?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
I don't really second week, something like that. They get a week off, and basically it's a free week to not play hockey for
guys. Most just people. Go away.
Yeah.
Cale Makar day to day. They're not saying what the injury is. Obviously, they're not going to with him, but it's only day to day, so that tells me that it's just minor. He probably just needed some rest. He's a little banged up. Colorado fans don't get all crazy about it. He's okay, even though because I know Colorado's been battling the injury bug all year, but. Him being out's obviously not a good sign, but
they've been battling the being bad bug.
Yes, but it's day to day, so expect him back very soon. Maurice got fined $25,000. You said what was it for again? What did he say to the refs?
So this is me just roughly quoting, not an exact quote, but he's like, "Oh well, yeah, I don't know what the refs were doing tonight, but it wasn't refereeing the ice." And he's like, "It wasn't Florida Panthers friendly." I know one of the refs, and I spoke to him, and he wasn't gonna be friendly to us the rest of the game. So
that's soft though. That's a soft fine. $25,000 for that should have been like.
Said what everyone's thinking. Everyone knows there's biased referees in the league. It's impossible to make anyone unbiased when they're involved with hockey.
Yeah, especially when everybody grows up a hockey fan, for fuck's sakes.
Exactly.
too, right? But we're not gonna spend too much time on that. A couple more things here before we let you beauties go.
Yeah.
Montreal injuries, it's like as long as my arm. They have everybody out right now. They
Boy.
got that new rookie. What's his name again?
Juraj Slavkovsky. He was
Yeah.
first in the
So
first overall pick.
yeah, so he's out. Um, they got Gallagher's out.
They've got quite a few guys. I could read them off if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want to, or list the ones that are big.
So Jake Evans is
Yeah.
missing likely 2 months with a lower body injury. Drouin and Armia are both missing around a month. And finally, you had already mentioned Slav, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's out 3 months.
Right. Lower body, that's likely a broken or fractured bone when they say 3 months, but yeah, real unfortunate.
Much,
but hey, you know what?
You're in the running for Connor Bedard.
Yep. Hey, guess what? I'm sure Slavkovsky will be smiling with a broken leg if they get Bedard.
Yeah, I would be too. Shit. Kid's unreal.
Speaking of which, there's another last injury that could have really big implications. Mark Stone.
Yes.
Has suffered, unfortunately, another back injury. I believe this is his third. Really, really, really hopeful that he can get back to it. But if not, like, he's older in his career, and this could be career ending.
Yeah. Are we talking like surgery, or is it just like
I don't know. It's a third back injury that's going to take him out for likely near the rest of the season. So,
but that could just be because it's something that he's already done a couple times. I was just wondering if it was bad enough to where he's having another surgery. Because if he's having another surgery, then
then he's done.
Yeah,
I think he's done. I mean? Yeah,
but
like, why would you bother? Vegas's future right now is about as dim as a 20-watt bulb.
Like, well, probably because he hasn't won the cup yet either, has he?
That's true. He's my gosh, he's made the conference finals enough.
That's what I mean, but he wants.
What did he make it? He made it with Ottawa, and then he's made it twice with Vegas.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably what's like every guy that plays in the NHL that has, the injury bug or whatever, and they keep coming back. Is a lot of the times, if you look, it's the guys who haven't won the cup and they just want to hoist it once.
Raymond Bourque.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but he got to.
He did.
Right. So
what is it? After 22 years.
Yeah.
Raymond Bourque.
Yeah. That's exactly. That's one of the best hockey highlights of all time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, do you have anything else that you want to talk about, or are you pretty well?
I think I'm ready to
volleyball, eh?
Yeah. I'm going to play some league volleyball out in Windsor. That's for anyone listening. Most of you guys know, never played hockey in my life, but pretty good at volleyball. So that's why I chose.
Tall enough, dude.
What?
Said you're tall enough. You should be.
I'm not. Well, are we talking 73's height standards? Then I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, boys.
6'4", 215.
Nah, real talk, I'm only, if I'm being honest, I'm 6 foot, $165, right around there. But hey, I could jump all right, so we're good.
Yeah. Look at you, man. I wish I'd jump. You could barely slide my phone underneath me. It's brutal, but
right on. But yeah, so I don't want to talk about myself.
Yeah, everybody enjoy all of the interviews. Enjoy everything we've been putting out. We're doing this for you guys. Well, we're doing it because we fucking love it too. We're having a great time doing it. Just so you guys know, like I said earlier on in the show, we have a bunch of interviews and stuff coming up. So we're just gonna keep throwing them out as we do them.
Yep.
So on that note, we hope you guys are enjoying everything. We hope you guys have a great week. Really quick though, before we end the show, I want to give a big happy birthday to my son Ethan on Saturday. He'll be turning 6 years old on Saturday. So I want to give a big shout out to him. Happy birthday, Ethan. I love you, buddy. Tuesdays are the best when we're hanging out at the rink watching the boys play. So I hope you have a great day, buddy. And there's lots of surprises coming your way. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, E.
And on that note, Ant, Tristan, we're signing off. We're out of here until we talk again.
One more thing, everybody.
Oh.
If you haven't already, please do subscribe. We put out so much great content, and it means a lot when you guys give us a little back just by clicking a button. It's
Smash
free of
our
charge.
fucking YouTube.
Like,
Smash
just
it.
give us a like, leave a comment. It helps us all out. We
Yeah.
love you guys, all right?
Love yous. See ya.
Yep.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got lost along the way. I had so much more to say. If I could do it